Welcome to the Queens on Decks, where I interview female DJs from around the world. I am Michelle Miller, your host of the Royal Queens Rising podcast. We share our inspiring stories and secrets to our success. Welcome, welcome. I am here today live with DJ Margo. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I'm so glad to be able to chat with you.
Yeah, so such an honor to have you, and I can't wait to dive into all the things DJ Margo, Foxy News, all the things. So
Okay.
Let's start by an introduction of, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
My name is DJ Margo. I go by my real name just because I figured at this point in my career and at my age, I should probably just go with my real name. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have been DJing on and off since about 2011 is when I did my first party, but I would say I really became a professional DJ in 2014. That's when I really started taking on like professional clients, like Metro by T-Mobile, things like that. So I really had actual professional clients, starting back in about 2014, 2015. I'm loving my new career. Before DJing, I was actually on TV. Yes, I was Nancy Normal with the conservative Kathy haircuts, doing local TV news in Wisconsin. And I packed up all my stuff and I came out here to LA. So this is my second act.
Oh, wow. I love that though. I bet that helps you, by being on TV. That takes a lot of courage, and a lot of people are afraid to, speak in public or be on TV. And so I could see how that could really benefit in your DJing, because we are putting ourselves out there and performing and
Definitely
being on the mic and speaking and all that. So that's great. So what sparked the interest into getting into DJing?
I would say that I've pretty much been a DJ my whole life without the title. I am the youngest of 8. I have, lots of older siblings. My parents wanted to populate Milwaukee. I don't know what their problem was, but all of my first 6 siblings are almost like double-digit years older than me. So I got exposed to a lot of really cool music when I was younger. And I got really good at taping things off the radio and cutting out the radio DJs. I got so good at it to the point where I was making mixtapes for my brothers and sisters. And their friends would say, like, where did you get this tape? It's got everything that's new. And they're like, my 9-year-old sister made that. They're like, what? So I've literally been making like mixes and mixtapes and mix CDs for as long as I could remember. And then I just finally decided, you know what? I should make this a career. Like, I have never tried to make this a career. I should try to make this a career. So that's kind of how I fell into making a hobby, turning a hobby into an actual career.
Yeah, that gave me chills. I mean, I've definitely recorded some music off the radio, but I was never brave enough to try to mix them together. I've done when I was in Europe, when I was in Paris. I was in 2005, I was recording the radio because the music over in Europe was so different than what I had ever heard in California. And, but yeah, mixing it up in cassettes, that's skills right there. So yeah, you were born for this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was there one particular moment though that you were just like, I'm gonna do this, or you were just like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna start doing this? Like,
it was probably when my nephew had a birthday party. This was in 2011, and he needed a DJ. And all of my friends who were DJs were already booked because this was Halloween, and Halloween is kind of a busy time for DJs. So I said to him, well, I kind of practice a little bit. If you would trust me to do your party, I can do it. And I did it. It went well. People loved it. I was pleasantly surprised because I had never, played in front of other people like that before. And from there, I actually booked another gig. And then I just kind of stopped for a little bit because I was still doing my TV career. So I only DJ'd like sporadically in between like 2011 until, now. So
yeah. And so now it's your full-time gig.
It is my full-time gig. I had a marketing job last year, and I decided, marketing is fun. It's very fun. especially if it's the right job. And I had a really great job. But I just decided, you know, you only live once. And if this is something that I'm very passionate about, I feel like it's something that I was just born to do, I decided I needed to do this before I leave this earth. So.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited for you. That's
Thank you.
amazing. I mean, there's so many benefits to having our own DJ business. And I feel like with a marketing background and the news reporting and journalism, like you've got a lot of skills to share and to use for yourself. As far as marketing your DJ business right now, can you share a little bit of what's working well for you?
So far, it's been mostly word of mouth. I literally just redid my entire website just to make it more user-friendly so people can actually read a little bit about me and hear samples of the way that I mix things together. I also redid my electronic press kits so that, and I have them on my phone, so that if I meet people and they say, hey, you know, oh, you're a DJ? Let me shoot you my, you know, EPK really quick. That's mostly how I've been getting most of my gigs so far. It's just word of mouth, and really, like they teach you in sales and marketing, asking for the sale. So
yeah, absolutely. That was something this year I added. I had never had an EPK. I never really needed one. It wasn't requested for any gigs, but stepping it up into, you know, real business, being ready, having the EPK is definitely a bonus. And the website's always a work in progress. I actually got a little support this morning before this call. I lost my web designer, so I've been a little lost trying to do it myself. And and some of my links have changed, and it's just like a lot going on in the website. I learned just how to move one thing to the middle, and I was happy. That's all I needed to do. And it took being on a call with one of my coaches who specializes in WordPress to just do that one little thing I could not figure out on my own. So
I totally understand. I totally understand.
Yeah. So before we went live, you were telling me you've been taking some DJ classes, and I would love to hear more about that.
Oh, yes. It's probably been the best experience of my life. I originally moved to LA in 2014, and I had just left a TV career. So I was thinking maybe if I take some hosting classes, I could do some entertainment reporting. And I also took an intro to DJing class, and the class was phenomenal. And I was like, this is great. I'm learning so much stuff that I've been DJing for a little bit, but I actually learned stuff. So I decided, you know what? I don't know. If I have to pick one, why don't I just go with the hosting classes, which was a terrible idea. So I ended up sticking with the hosting classes for a year. And 5 years later, I'm now back at Scratch DJ Academy based on the experience that I had there. It's been phenomenal. I've literally learned things that I know that it would have taken me years to learn on my own. The level of professionalism that they teach you is unparalleled. Like, this is probably the best investment that I could have made in my DJing career.
Wow.
Yeah, like we're doing remixes right now, and that was so much fun. I never even thought about trying to do my own remixes. I just kind of liked mixing other people's music together. But when they showed us how to use Ableton, and we're actually making our own, you know, either custom DJ intros or making some type of remix or, you know, mashup, I was like, this is awesome. You know, that's been so much fun. But probably the most helpful thing that I've learned at Scratch, I know you've probably seen this if you go out to clubs, when the DJs are switching out, sometimes these DJs don't do it very smoothly. You'll hear them get on the mic, or you'll hear them, you know, blend in two songs that are just way off, and you're like, okay, obviously we're switching DJ, got it. But at Scratch, they really teach you the professional way to do it, so that if you're on, you know, a stage with celebrities or, you know, a big time client, that you can keep the music going from the, you know, opening act to the headliner. And that was something that I really had no experience at before.
Okay. Is there a specific tip there that you could share about that? Because I could use a little help there when I've had some little bit of train wrecks where I'm open up for like a lot of reggae bands that come to town, some big names. Like I've done Shaggy, the Shaggy Show, so really cool. But that's something that hasn't always been communicated between me and the sound guy. And if they don't have an MC or host to do that transition, it's been really awkward. So I'm glad you're bringing this up, because I see where I need to improve with this, and a little communication and planning with me, the sound man, and the band's stage manager or whatever could make that smoother.
Yeah, so what they taught us in class, if you're using CDJs, it might be easier to have a few songs on a thumb drive, so that if you're using your computer for Serato, you can just go to your thumb drive while the other person is plugging into the CDJ via Serato. Or if the other person is using a thumb drive, you know, you can use a thumb drive as well, or stay on Serato. Like they literally showed us how to, oh my God, that Serato box was so intimidating, trying to actually connect it up and make sure that it was connected to the CDJs. Like they do it based on a timer. You feel like you're about to defuse a bomb. However, when it works, you feel like, yeah, you're like running up the steps like Rocky. So it's literally just making sure that, you know, put your computer in internal mode so that, you know, in case they unplug something on accident, your music won't stop playing. Tell the person who's coming on to put themselves in internal mode. And then you tell them, you know, hey, I'm on the left deck, you come in on the right deck, so they can plug in to Serato via the right deck. And then when your music is done, they can plug in on the left deck and they're fully set up.
Got it. Yeah. So we have, up until I think last year, we were having some of those, you know, like coordination challenges, because our devices only had one USB, but now I have two, and my husband's mixer has two, and he uses the turntables with the Rain mixer, and I use the controller, and you can link them all together, or you can do the two USB. So it's made it a lot easier.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. What advice would you have for anybody watching that would like to start DJing, or maybe they're just playing around as a hobby and they're ready to take it to the next level?
Well, let's see. I would probably give them a few recommendations. The first thing I would say is get your confidence up, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you, and no one's going to book you. So whatever it takes to get your confidence up, get your confidence up. For me, it was going back to school, you know, and that would probably be my second recommendation. Getting some type of education. It doesn't necessarily have to be a formal school, but really get in there and learn as much as you can before you go out there and you're thrown to the wolves. Because, you know, I can only imagine trying to, you know, the thing that I was just telling you about, swap out DJs. I couldn't imagine even attempting anything like that before I had gone to school, because the Serato box that you hook up to the CDJ, oh my God, it was so intimidating even looking at all these wires. Like I was like, so, you know, definitely getting your confidence up, making sure that you get some type of education so that, you know, you feel confident about what you're doing. And then probably my third piece of advice would be to, you know, connect with people like yourself. You know, I'm so glad that I was able to connect with somebody like you, somebody that's, you know, already an established DJ at a level that I'm trying to get to. You know, a lot of times we talk to our friends, our parents, you know, other people about our careers, but, you know, unfortunately they mean well, but they're not qualified to speak to you about pursuing your dreams. You know, anybody who has sidelined their own dreams, they're really not qualified to talk to you about your dreams, simply because if you didn't have enough faith in your own dream, you're not going to have faith in mine when I have to live with the consequences of mine. So, you know, you thank them for their advice. You know, you appreciate their support. They're only looking out for you. But at the end of the day, you really should be, you know, taking advice from people who can really help you go to that next level, whatever that level is for you. So that would be my advice is, you know, don't listen to the naysayers, because everybody's going to tell you, you know, you're too old, you're too female, you're too whatever. Those voices will always be there. You have to listen to that inner compass, that whatever's going on in your mind that tells you that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, that's what you should listen to.
Yes, I love it. The confidence piece is so huge. You definitely have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you.
Right? Right?
Step one, enroll
Right.
yourself in your vision.
Facts.
Have a vision.
Facts.
Know what you want.
Definitely.
Have courage to ask for it. These are things I
Always.
teach. In fact, I wrote a whole book. I talk about it. It's called How to Start a DJ Business or Any Business.
And it is great advice, okay? It is great advice, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be scheduling my conference call later, okay?
Oh, great. Yes. So let's get to that. So, I wrote this book. You could buy it on Amazon. You can get your free copy on my website, djrundat.com. I can post a link in the comments. Also on my website, I offer a free, success strategy call with me. I work one-on-one with clients if you're interested in doing that as one-on-one private coaching, lots of stuff. It's so important to share our knowledge, connect with others, support one another. We have our female DJ Facebook group that's been pretty awesome, just really connecting, supporting one another. And, happy to have you in that.
Definitely. I appreciate the community that you are pulling together. In Los Angeles, I'm fortunate to be around a lot of, dope DJs in person, but to be able to be around dope DJs from all over the world is just great. So I'm glad that you kind of created that platform. It's really, been helpful just kind of meeting people from all over the world because I love to travel. So.
Yes, absolutely. The connecting with one another has been something special for sure. And they say connection equals currency. So
that is true.
And
that is true.
We know or have been told from experience, our network equals our net worth. So who we know,
facts,
connecting with them, nurturing our relationships, keeping in touch. These are all things that I preach and teach, and you know it. So,
I do.
Let's talk a little bit about Foxy News.
Foxy News was one of my original DJ names. Like I said, when I started making mixtapes for my siblings, I went by LILM $. So I was Lil Miss Money. Oh my God. Lil Miss Money had to grow up though. Like I'm in my 30s. Like that was too much right there. Like, so I changed it to Foxy News because I was on TV and it was like an email address I had when I was like 14 and it just kind of stuck. People liked it because I would wear this like as seen on TV shirt and they're like, oh, you're the girl from the news. Oh, I get it. Oh, but now that I'm not doing that anymore, I kind of feel like I should just be me. And so that's why I went with DJ Margo. I still, give a little homage to my former career with the color bars. This isn't my logo here, but my logo actually has color bars in it. And the DJ drops that I use are snippets of the anchors at my old station saying, my name as my DJ drops. So I'm still paying homage, like I said, to my former career, but, moving in a different direction. So. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been great though. Like I think the name change definitely helped to elevate me to a different level, I should say.
Yeah. So the DJ drops with the news samples, that is just amazing. I gotta hear that.
People think it's hilarious. So because the first time they hear it, they're like, wait, what? Because it's like Margo Span joins us live and they're like, what was that? It's like hilarious when they hear it the first time. So
you're inspiring me to add those to my collection. And also something I was inspired, had this idea recently of like, so I was opening up for the reggae artist, Collie Buds, and there was like a big introduction of him coming on, and I'm like, I want that. Someday soon, I want the
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
In my fantasy world, that's like the big here she comes.
Yes. And have some, fireworks in the background. Yeah.
Yes, I'm friends with people that like spin fire and they have these fire cannons. And I was and you can like sample. There's like buttons. There's controllers. So like
wow.
We talked about can I DJ and then shoot fire.
You should totally do that. Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
It will happen. It's probably, well, it has to be outdoors. fire safe area, you know.
Right.
It will happen. The vision's there. It will happen.
Well, I can't wait to see it. That sounds awesome.
Oh
that
yeah, we'll
sounds
be
like
filming
awesome.
that. We'll be filming that. So do you incorporate video into your DJ business and marketing?
I haven't yet. Mostly it's just a little bit of like additional lighting, maybe some smoke machines, a little bit of bubbles. That's about it. But I do want to add a visual component since I come from a TV background. That's one of the things that I've been trying to, figure out how I can incorporate that where I'm not carrying around additional equipment because carrying all this stuff around by myself is kind of a lot, but I make it work.
Yeah. Are you using a controller or turntables?
I use a controller just because I feel like it's a little more reliable, especially in certain situations. I hadn't had a whole lot of experience with turntables prior to me starting at scratch. I had no experience with the CDJs before starting at scratch. So, I mean, I prefer a controller, but I see the value in learning each piece of equipment because you never know what you're going to get sometimes when you show up at these venues.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a question that I'm make sure I ask, especially when there's multiple DJs or a festival, or where they're not very organized, like they don't have a like stage manager, or it's like, I'm showing up at 10 in the morning at the festival. It's like, so are you really going to have some gear that I'm compatible with? Or like, I just bring the controller because it's like, it's easy and plug it right in, take it and go if I have to. So yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, I definitely too need to learn more about CDJs. That's something I haven't spun with. The one thing I just remember is that you got that CD that's got like 20 minutes and you got to remember to hit the
right to make sure that you put the loop on there so that it will continue to play. Otherwise you will wonder why you have no music playing. Like there's similarities to the turntables, but I don't know if it's just because there are so many more buttons that it just seems more intimidating for me. So yeah, I'm still working on it.
Is there anything else you want to share with our audience today? Where can we find you online?
I'm a little bit of everywhere. Most places. On Facebook, I'm under my real name, Margo Span. I am also on Twitter as Margo Span with 2 N's. That's kind of why I did Foxy News with 2 X's. Speaking of that, that's my Instagram handle, FOXXYNEWS. And that's pretty much it. My website, everything connects back together, margospan.com or djmargo.com. I also do a little bit of red carpet hosting. You can see those reports on cocohollywood.com.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for having, being on the show. And thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you, DJ RunDat. It's been great meeting you. I can't wait to chat with you more.
Yes, absolutely. And hopefully see each other someday. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Go to my website to claim your free gift, a digital copy of my best-selling book, How to Start a DJ Business. www.djrundat.com. Follow me on all social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at DJ RunDat. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. To learn how you can book me or work with me, go to my website or email me at michelle@djrundat.com.